First of all, rivers play a key role in Malaysia by giving water for people, helping farmers, supporting industry, and making the environment rich with various life forms. At present, many Malaysian rivers are dealing with serious water pollution. The usual causes of the pollution are untreated waste, trash from factories, untreated waste, and plastic products which are constantly released into our rivers. Because of this, river water is becoming less safe and clean, which harms fish and other aquatic creatures, hurts people, and cut down the supply of drinking water. The pollution of water in our rivers causes environmental damage and affects all of us. In Malaysia, we use the National Water Resources Policy and the Environmental Quality Act to look after and manage our rivers. So, let's look how we can manage our rivers and what is the impact to our river.
Next is related SDG to water pollution in Malaysia, which is SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, and SDG 14, life below water. So let's begin with SDG 6, which is the goal is to ensure that everyone has clear and safe water and access to toilets. Why is this important? Because clean water helps prevent diseases and save life. However, the current situation is worrying, which is 1 in 4 people still do not have access to safe drinking water, and many areas in Malaysia also lack toilets and proper waste management system, especially in rural area. So to address this, SDG 6 has set clear targets, which is to provide safe and affordable water for all by 2030, improve sanitation and hygiene, reduce pollution in rivers and lakes, and also use water more efficiently. So some practical actions include installing water filters in homes and schools, and also building more clean toilets in villages. So these steps are simple but more powerful in protecting public health and also the environment. Next is SDG 14, Life Below Water. So SDG 14 goal focus on protecting our oceans, seas, and marine resources. So oceans are important, which is they give us food, oxygen, and also help balance the climate. But right now, our marine ecosystem are under serious threat. We face problems like plastic pollution, which is harming sea animals, and coral reefs are dying due to rising temperature caused by climate change. So SDG 14 aims to reduce ocean pollution, especially plastics, and they aim to protect marine ecosystems, stop overfishing and illegal fishing, and to support small-scale fishers who rely on the ocean for their income. So example of actions including banning plastic bags and creating more marine protected zone to help marine life recover and survive.
Next, for the relevant Malaysian policies, the involved policies is the Environmental Quality Act 1974, which is in section 25 where it mentioned about the restriction on pollution of inland waters. No person shall, unless licensed, discharge or deposit any pollutants or waste into any inland water in contravention of the acceptable condition. For the penalty, the person guilty will be fined not exceeding 100,000 ringgit or 5 years of imprisonment or both, and fine not exceeding 1,000 ringgit each day after the notice by the Director General. Next, for Section 34A, it required report on impact on the environment resulting from prescribed activities, which is EIA requirement is mandatory. Among the prescribed activities or projects that can cause water pollution include airports, housing, industry, mining, petroleum, house regeneration, resort and recreational development, and waste treatment and disposal facilities. For the penalties, the person guilty will be fined not exceeding 100,000 ringgit or 5 years of imprisonment or both, and will be fined not exceeding 1,000 ringgit each day after a notice by the Director General. The next relevant Malaysia policies is National Water Resource Policy. They have three policy principles. The first principle is water resources security. Water resources must be secure to ensure their availability to meet the needs and demands of both man and nature through optimization of their potential and minimization of damaging impacts. The second principle is water resources sustainability. Water resources are the catalyst of environmental well-being and national development. Therefore, they should be sustained for present and the future users, and the federal and state governments will look at minimizing wastage of water resources. It also opens up the opportunity to explore the use of alternative sources and address aspects related to demand management. The third, the third principle is collaborative governance. Stakeholder inclusiveness and collaboration is essential towards ensuring the security and sustainability of water resources, as well as achievements of common goals towards addressing multiple water resources governance concerns and priorities.
Water pollution is directly addressed by two major sustainable development goals, which are SDG 6 Clean Water and Sanitation and SDG 14 Life Below Water. Sustainable Development Goal 6 is all about ensuring the availability and sustainable management of clean water and sanitation for all. In Malaysia, this goal is especially important because many rivers are affected by industrial waste under the sewage and agriculture runoff. These pollutants threaten not only ecosystem but also the health and safety of people who rely on these rivers for daily use. SDG 6 encourages the development of infrastructure such as sewage treatment plants and proper waste disposal system to reduce direct discharge into water bodies. It also promotes regular monitoring of water quality to ensure early detection of contamination. Additionally, SDG 6 support public awareness campaigns and education to help communities understand their role in protecting water resources. By following this goal, Malaysia moved closer to providing clean and safe water for everyone, especially in rural areas and urban poor communities. Moreover, Sustainable Development Goal 14 focuses on conserving and sustainably using the oceans, seas, and marine resources. While this goal mainly applies to marine environments, it also includes freshwater rivers that flow into the sea. In Malaysia, many polluted rivers eventually carry waste, especially plastics and chemicals, into the ocean, where they harm marine ecosystems. Fish, coral, and coastal communities are directly impacted by upstream pollution. SDG 14 highlights the importance of reducing marine pollution from land-based activities. This includes stricter control of river pollution, as clean rivers help maintain healthy oceans. The goal also encourages Malaysia to develop policies that protect aquatic biodiversity and prevent habitat destruction. It supports regional cooperation and scientific research to better understand how freshwater and marine systems are connected. By addressing water pollution at its source, our rivers, SDG 14 helps Malaysia protect both inland and marine life. Besides, on a national level, Malaysia enforces several policies to manage water pollution. The most important being the Environmental Quality Act 1974 and the National Water Resources Policy. The Environmental Quality Act gives powers to the Department of Environment to control water pollution. Under this law, factories must get approval to discharge waste and they are only allowed to do so within strict limits. Violation can result in heavy penalties. The Act also makes environmental impact assessment compulsory before any development near rivers. Meanwhile, the National Water Resources Policy supports long-term sustainability. It encourages all levels of a government, from federal to local, to work together on river basin management. It also promotes shared responsibility involving not just governments but also industries and local communities. These policies are essential in turning the goals of SDG 6 and 14 into real, on-the-ground action. Together, they help us protect our water sources, ensure safe access to clean water, and preserve the natural environment for future generations.
Water pollution is one of the most pressing environmental issues these days. However, the good thing is all of us can be a part of the solution. Now first, let's look at what we can do as individuals. First one, proper waste disposal. We should never throw oils, chemicals, or any type of filth into anywhere. Okay, we must need to have designated bins. We already have designated bins and we must need to throw them accordingly. When it involves chemicals or oils, we must not throw them into the sink, into the river, or into the bins, but we must need to store them in a container and bring them to designated facilities in order to dispose them. Next, reduce plastic usage. Bring your own reusable bags. Use metal or bamboo straws for your morning iced coffees or night boba teas. And most importantly, reduce the usage of single-use packaging. Yes, this is because every small action adds up. Moving on, government plays a huge role too. They must need to strictly enforce the environmental laws. For example, when it comes to factories and industries, they must need to treat their waste before they release them into the environment. But what if they still pollute the environment illegally? They must need to be fined or shut down completely. No exceptions. On top of that, it is really apparent that rural areas and many low-income areas lack of proper waste management systems. Therefore, government should invest in proper waste managing systems in those areas to prevent garbage and human waste from ended up in rivers. On top of that, NGO can also promote clean water access through research and innovation. They can partner up with universities and inventors to produce low-cost, environmental-friendly technologies that support clean water access.
In conclusion, river pollution in Malaysia is a serious issue caused by untreated waste, industrial discharge, and plastic pollution, which affects water quality and aquatic life. By this topic, we learned that SDG 6, which is clean water and sanitation, and SDG 14, life below water, are key international goals addressing water pollution and marine ecosystem protection. Besides, the Environmental Quality Act 1974 empowers authorities to regulate and penalize polluters, ensuring industrial waste is properly treated before discharge. The government enforcement and infrastructure development are essential to manage waste and protect water resources, especially in rural and urban poor areas. The individual and community actions, such as reducing plastic use and participating in clean-up activities, make a significant impact on reducing pollution. That's all from us. Thank you.